Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. In a previous video, I came to you talking about the Hiniker Tilt Lift snowplow and some of the pros and cons of that blade. Now, with the blade lifted up and traveling like this, that's a pro. Air can get to the radiator. You don't need special plow lights for the headlights to work. The biggest con would be that when you tilt and lift it like that, pushing off of the blacktop onto the turf, it just doesn't work very well. It'd be nice to lift the blade straight up about an inch and then push across the turf, but to get the cutting edge an inch off the turf, it's already rolling forward. And then if you hit anything hard, snow pile, whatever, it'll just lift the blade up. So I want to try and make this thing work more like a conventional snowplow some of the time, and the way it was built as a tilt lift the rest of the time while I'm traveling. So let's take a look at that. So here's what I'd like to do. I want to travel down the road with the blade in the tilt lift position, and then when I get home I want to be able to put it into a conventional type of mode. I'm thinking about doing that with a pin right here instead of this bolt. So I just get out, pull the pin, flip this bad boy up, probably just strap it here, whatever, I'll figure something out with that, and then lift it all the way up, and there'll be some type of device right in here that's going to hold it in this position, and that device is going to be probably this 3/8 steel right here. So I'll get this mounted something like this, and then when this is tipped up, there'll be a piece here that goes over the edge of it and holds it down in place. It'll look more like a conventional plow. So I'm going to get started measuring and cutting this thing, and then we'll take another look at it. I don't know. Do you think this is going to void the warranty? Alright, so I cut this piece off here. I plan on welding this piece on here. Before I do that, I want to verify that this arc is right. Maybe I'll tack it in place and try it. Let me get the welder. Okay, so I've got this plate welded on, and now I'm sitting here scratching my head because that's literally as far as I planned this thing out. I figured the rest of this would just come naturally as I was building it, which is not the way I usually do things. I usually overanalyze and overplan. It just seems like a no-brainer, but for whatever reason I'm I'm struggling with it a little bit. I'll figure something out though. When I get stumped, I usually end up digging through the dumpster. Actually, this piece right here, what did I just take that off? Oh, I made a kicker bar for a plow install on a John Deere tractor. That piece is really close to what I'm looking for, to be honest with you. I'm just going to set that there. Oh, look at that piece down there. That's a big piece. I figure if I just rifle through the crap that's available, I'll figure something out. Well, that's got some meat to it, huh? Don't know yet. Alright, I still don't have a solid plan, but I got the next piece of the puzzle in here. So, this plate, I think, is going to be a base for whatever I have that runs over the top here. The problem right now is that it's a little bit too tight. So I'm going to have to notch that out. You know, something like that. So it's not so much the wobble in the blade, but it's the missing teeth. You got to kind of get a rhythm. Right after the wobble, you want to lift it before that bounce. I think that's pretty much standard operating procedure for all bandsaws, ain't it? At least all bandsaws where you're not the only operator. Alright, I kind of had an idea. I'm just kind of rolling with it. Looks something like that. And I'm thinking of putting a hole through here and making this pivot. Maybe spring load it or something so it stays like that. And then I push it against the spring and I'm able to drop this pin through here to hold it in this lock position. And there'll be a pivot bolt right here that actually takes up all the shock. What? You think that's overkill? Thank you. Alright, this is what I dreamt up. We got us a nice little bit of kit right there, Governor. So this plate is going to sit there. Alright. That'll get welded down right there. This washer brings these two surfaces to the same height. This will be on here with this nylock nut holding it down. And that bolt will drop in there and lock that in place. When I want it into tilt lift mode, this will be over here and it'll stay there somehow. I don't know how yet. I didn't get that far. But I'll figure something out. I have some issues. Let's take a look at it. I didn't compensate for this bolt. this bracket when I put this bolt here. I'm going to have to fix that. And that's the first thing I want to address. The next thing is I'm going to make a holder up here for this bracket. If I get them two things done, I'll be happy, and I'll call it a project. Okay, I think we're going to call it good. Let me show you what I came up with. So this bracket right here is going to hold my push arm there. We just got a little pin right here to remove. And then of course we've looked at the block mechanism here. So what happens is when I get home, there's going to be a pile of snow at the end of my driveway, and I'm going to want to plow right away. But I'll be in tilt lift mode because I just traveled home for 20 miles. So to put it in conventional mode, and this is the first time trying this in full, I think I'm going to put the blade on the ground like this. Let me just make sure it's all the way down. And then pull this pin and remove it up here. Okay. That's going to hold this in place. And I guess I didn't really need a place to put this pin. It could have stayed in there. And then I'll have to come over here and lift this bolt out of here. Spin this puck. Drop the bolt in there. Alright. Now let's lift it up. There we go. Plenty of height. It's way off the ground. Nice and solid. My binding here is to a minimum. And I relieved all of this back here where this block was binding against here. So then when I'm ready to park it, we'll pull this pin. After I put that top link in there, I got to remember to move this one, otherwise these are going to be fighting each other. Should be back into tilt lift mode. So there you have it. How to convert a Hiniker Tilt Lift snowplow into a conventional lift snowplow in 3 easy steps. And one of the steps wasn't even cussing. So thanks for watching. Later.